You put something there and bring it somewhere. Usually, I think they're starting to Samasinlok, and this would be another Rocos there. I don't know. We have a one-on-one. Maybe I will just bring it. Pero yung eyeball to eyeball kami lang. Philippines with China. Pero kung I have to face China, Russia, and the United States, then Philippines on one side, and they can ask questions, maybe I'll just have to navigate into something like, I am not prepared to talk to the United States at this time. I am not ready to exchange barbs there with China. I don't know. I'll just proceed with the right drift that we do not want any quarrel. That we do not want any at all at this time. Except that we want to trade, commerce with everybody. We have plenty to sell, plenty to ship. I hope that it would not be the time where we have to make crucial decisions in our national life. Isip ko nga na, nandito man si Ambassador Lagdameo, ano kaya sir, sa China ka lang muna? Medyo mukhang tigasin itong mga ano natin. But my thing there is I would just love a soft landing. Soft landing lang ako. But sana hindi mangyari. But ang problema nito, everybody is interested, like Vietnam, then you have Malaysia, then you have Indonesia. Ang problema nito, wala akong correct reading sa kanila. And even sa Malaysia, because they also have the same problem, which is really personified by the Philippines, kaysa tayo yung nauna, tayo yung nag-file. And I would say that it will be the credit of President Aquino. Credit is given where it is due. Ang problema, it is accompanied now by so many maraming ang naka-attach doon is something which is big. And, so they say that they would not honor it. But we cannot be, we can only take so much. We can only take so much. But you cannot be slapped every day with that kind of words. Kung sabihin mo na parang naghamon ka na, anybody, tall and sundry, I'm not willing to agree on anything because that is ours. Sabihin ng kabila, which is also our position. And the international court supporting us clearly in plain language, atin talaga. But since we are a small country, we cannot match the arms and armaments and the weaponry of China. So at this time, take out war as an option. If there is no war, there is only one thing that we can do. China says it is not good to go to war because so many reasons. But ours, frankly, going to the brass tacks, going to the minimum, ano yan? Hindi talaga natin kaya. It's going to be a massacre. So, hold muna tayo. Let us find out how we go about, I said, navigating the stormy waters there. But I'm sure, as your president, hindi ko kayo ipapasubok. Pero hindi ko kayo ipapahiya. There will be a time when I have to make a stand. And have to make it clear to China that, every time you talk about sole ownership or even entitlements there, is something which is totally unacceptable to us. So, yun lang ang masasabi ko for the time. Just ignore the politics in the national level. Politika lang talaga yan. It's all politics. The problem is, sabihin na, ang problema kasi nitong mga tao natin, mga opisyal, puro politika. But you must remember that in a democracy, the leaders are elected by the people. And therefore, you cannot take away entirely, even after elections, what you should be doing for the next few months. Because after 3 years, count it by 12, then there's gonna be a election again. Ang mabuti na lang sa akin because I sit there for 6 years and I can plan. As I have said, kayong gustong tumulong, ano ba? Tumulong, rather. May Tagalog is very bad. Those of you who really want to help this country, your country, now is the time to do it. Ngayon na sa panahon ko. I assure you, it will be a clean government, as I have repeatedly stressed. There will be no graft and corruption. And I stake my name, life, and the presidency itself. Ngayon na, take advantage of that. And for as long as you inform me, there will be no problem at all. I am available to everybody, not only to the cabinet officials. You have so many friends that are connected to me. Tony Boy, si sino? Si Speaker. Puro taga Davao ang humahawak ng... Are you not surprised that lahat ng humahawak ng gobyerno ngayon taga Davao? It is really the time of the Davaoenos. You know, before they were saying that pangit kung to divide Davao. But there was already ripe talks that dapat ang Davao i-divide na to spur development. But since it was my father who was the governor of the undivided Davao, parang I sense na ayaw niya na gusto niya. Kasi when you start to divide a kingdom, it always affects the king. So nakita ko na yung wisdom ngayon. It was good that Davao was really divided. But it started to be a gerrymandering. Like giving territories to your political lieutenants. But then as time passed, kanya-kanya na ang competition. So you have Davao. Do you want to call it Davao del Norte? Davao lang. Then you have Del Sur also, little movement there. About time really to in that area because the lands there are owned by a few families. Just for example, Digos was just a barrio of the municipality of Santa Cruz noon. Do you know that? Nung hiniwalay sila doon sa landed estates, sa mga may-ari, then they started to occupy, used to be known as the Patipadada Christensen Plantation. Then you have the Doromars of Malita, the Car of Santa Maria. Nung na-divide na, and even Oriental, it's moving really, not as fast as Davao del Norte. Ang Davao del Norte, maswerte lang kasi dito yung horizons nakaset yung mata ni Antonio Florendo Sr. So, yun siya ang visionary talaga. Siya yung dapat naging gobernador dito sana. But ayaw niya ng a little bit of disdain sa politics. But he supported candidates, including me, my father, and lahat. At hanggang ngayon, so mga anak na. Pero I suppose that the theory of dividing it into several local governments to spur up competition and development. Competition is very important. But the biggest to rise in Mindanao, yung UNFLO and the DICT now, which I would just like to simply call UNFLO na lang para madali. Total, yun naman talaga is the name that carried the family all throughout till the next generation. So again, I would like to thank DICT or UNFLO, the family, for